much do I think about this? And this is especially to the Christians. Because I think about this a lot. And I don't even believe in it. But I do believe in this. And I don't have to believe because I know it's the truth. That this does hold some power. Billions of people strong in power. Right? So in that, it has its value and its place. Quantifying it by numbers. See, at the same time that I can speak to that which one can define as flaws, the contradictions, the breakage, the lack of complete, straight, unbreakable, unskipping, word, deed, everything. And yet at the same time, once again, I can speak to the truth of His power. And so, because I understand that, I try to get understanding of it, overstanding, understanding, understanding of it. Or at the least, how I can understand it and how I can also choose to believe of it, to believe in it. Its specific usage and power. And I probably have as much case as anybody else and be able to prove mine as much as anybody else by using the same standard methods that all Christians use, which is verifying, validating, and having this vouch for itself. More than anything about itself. And every now and then they might throw something from sort of try to put a historian like to speak of Jesus, but usually just using this and going through it and lapping through it repeatedly. So at the least I could do that. Just as strong as anybody else with just as many probably flaws, lack of completeness. Lack of clarity. Right? Just as much as anybody else. So it'd be just as valid. How do you give it its greatest power? Because right now it is working purely off of a belief, right? Until that happens, which it said is gonna happen. I'm talking about the totality, not parts and bits, and I'm talking about the end game. Then it still has yet to be proven, and all you can do is believe. That's all they have is a belief, and it goes hand in hand. That belief of what's going to happen, the belief of this, and it's all contained within this. But it's a belief. Missing the opportunity to see the value in believing in truth, uncompromising truth, and speaking to it about this They're still coming out with stuff. But then the major point is that you can't lose the promise of the afterlife from it and the forgiveness of sins. People, that's what they want most. They want to be forgiven for the sins because they believe they are sinful, they're evil, and they want to be forgiven so they want to be forgiven for it. They want to be forgiven for being their self, at least in the sense of that which they did, their self, no matter whatever reason it is. The fact they did it, it was their self, under whatever conditions, mental, physical, whatever it is. It was done. But even before they did those things, even absent of someone having a plethora of things, just the fact that they were born, they thought, my bad. I guess they have to have this. I don't have to have this. I don't feel this. I don't feel that I'm bad. I don't feel that my flaws are indicative of a evil state of being of myself. I was born evil. I was born to sin. I was born bad. I was born needing redemption so that I would not go to hell and suffer forever. I don't have that. I know the truth of who I am. And that was just done has been truth I am. And for me to do something different, it will take a great force of will on my part to be something other than who I am. To force myself into action that goes counter to what comes natural to me, which I naturally walk in and be in. And the question is, why would I want to do that when I think it can be spoken that for the most part, when you remove any religious necessity for what is good and bad, I think I've done all right. I've done more positive and negative in quantity, but it's a question of quality. But for some, it's even that varies for some. That which is the most grievous of sins of all. Outside of being born, should have to be the most grievous one, just being born in sin. There's nothing greater than that, right? You can't do anything worse than being born, because in fact that's the first sin. You being born, you came out a sin. That is the first nature of coming to a material existence. Body form was you, sin in material form. I can't believe in a heaven though. I can believe in heaven here and now. I'm talking about later on. I'm talking about here and now. I believe in that as much as I could believe in that afterwards. And I might even use this to validate such. Heaven on earth. But obviously people won't partake in that because they haven't thus far. They haven't used and say, hey, that's what it is. Just live in truth. Truth, uncommon truth, unequal belief, and unconditional love. Believe in those who understand what we can do in this world. Those are the ways of God. That's what you get from this. It's about truth, belief, and love. And there's errors and flaws are errors and flaws. They're just part of the lesson of teaching, getting you to make sure you are honest. Honest. You are in truth. Speaking of this and speaking that, that's where you get the power. You understand that. That's what it's a lesson. truth, belief, and love. And I can validate that by way of this, can verify by way of this. And this will vouch for it. So as much as you give this value as being truth, then I can have it verified, validated, and vouched for by truth.